UBC, inspiring Uganda.
This week, top executives at the Insurance Regulatory Authority faced off before Parliament's COSASA committee over the leadership and management wrangles rocking the regulator. The Bank of Uganda maintained the central bank rate at 9.75%, while Ugandans have been urged to embrace a positive attitude towards the country's oil industry and avoid opposing developments that could unlock the full benefits of the resource. And the Business Excellence Awards 2026 took center stage, recognizing outstanding enterprises and entrepreneurs shaping the future through innovation and excellence. I'm Dennis Igoa, your BRU host for tonight. Let's get started. Will the leadership wrangles and management turmoil at the Insurance Regulatory Authority finally come to an end? This week, the authority's top executives faced off before Parliament's Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises, exposing deep-seated tensions and a management crisis at the heart of the insurance sector regulator. Let's have a look.
I, Dr. Sande Protazio, swear by the Almighty God that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
The management saga at the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda is yet to settle.
As far as the law is concerned, I am the CEO of the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda.
The Parliamentary Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises has not concluded on the legit accounting officer following a deep fight over the Chief Executive Officer of the IRA.
I think we must interrogate these issues together.
It is alleged that the Permanent Secretary and Secretary to the Treasury, Ramadan Gobi, in June 2026 acted on behalf of the Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development and appointed Dr. Sande Protazio as acting CEO to replace Ibrahim Kaduna Lubega, whose contract ended on 31st May 2026. However, IRA officials, including the board chairperson Keto Kayemba, failed to substantiate PSST Gobi's action, leaving the MPs puzzled.
Why I ran to court? I went to court, Mr. Chairman, to get justice.
We wrote to the minister after scrutinizing the various heads of departments of the authority. We decided that Dr. Protazio would be the best next person to stand in as acting.
The former IRA board recommended that Kadunabi's contract should not be renewed. This prompted the 16-year IRA CEO to seek legal redress, citing unfair treatment. On May 29, 2026, High Court Civil Division Justice Joyce Kavuma stopped the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda from completing the appointment of a substantive Chief Executive Officer until a case filed by former CEO Ibrahim Lubega is heard and determined.
I had already recommended to the minister not to have Haji Kadunabi's contract renewed. The minister, through the PSST, had requested the Auditor General to carry out a forensic audit to enable him to take action. So what we did was understand the position as it was, wait for the Auditor General's report, which luckily enough came just, I think it was on the 22nd
nobody could appoint anybody else unless one is in contempt of court. And if there is any alleged appointment of 1st of June, it is my understanding, honorable members, that that is contempt of court order.
In the audited reports for the financial year ending 2025, IRA management issues were noted among the challenges that needed to be addressed. COSASE committee has summoned PSST Gobi to appear and clarify on the matter.
The subject in issue is on whether we have a substantive or an acting chief executive officer. 2, whether we have an accounting officer.
Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
That COSASE is very important, and we have...
On matters economy, the Bank of Uganda has maintained the central bank rate at 9.75% for August 2026, while projecting robust economic growth in the 2026-2027 financial year. The growth outlook is supported by prudent monetary and fiscal policies, strong remittance inflows, increased investment and higher exports, with oil production expected to provide an additional boost to economic activity. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Uganda has maintained the central bank rate at 9.75%. According to the Governor, Michael Ating-Ego, the decision is aimed at preserving price stability while allowing the bank time to assess global developments and their potential implications for the inflation outlook.
The CBR band is maintained at plus and minus 2 percentage points, while the rate discount and the bank rate remain at 3 and 4 percentage points above the CBR, respectively, resulting into a rate discount rate of 12.75% and a bank rate of 13.75%.
Although exchange rate pressures have also eased, with the Ugandan shilling stabilizing after depreciating earlier in the year, however, the bank says the inflation outlook remains tilted to the upside, with global and domestic risks continuing to require close monitoring.
Of course, there are risks to this outlook, and they broadly remain tilted to the upside, including prolonged inflationary surges, which would promote major central banks to raise interest rates, thereby increasing depreciation pressures on the shilling due to capital flight to safety. Also, we have escalating geopolitical tensions, which could disrupt global supply chains, push up international oil prices, and raise domestic energy and transport costs.
Meanwhile, the Bank of Uganda projects economic growth of between 7 and 8% in the 2026-2027 financial year. Governor Michael Ating-Ego highlights the key factors underpinning the positive growth outlook.
Growth is projected to accelerate to between 7 and 7.5% in the financial year 2026/27 and around 8% over the medium term. This projected growth is supported by prudent monetary and fiscal policies, remittances inflows, higher investment and exports boosted by the oncoming oil production. In addition, the continued implementation of the government's tenfold growth strategy is expected to accelerate growth in the strategic sectors and promote exports through value addition and increased agricultural production.
The Bank of Uganda says it remains committed to promoting price stability in support of Uganda's social and economic transformation, and emphasizes that future monetary policy decisions will remain firmly data dependent, guided by the evolving economic outlook and the balance of risks. Dennis Igoa for UBC. On matters housing, Reportage Properties has partnered with financial institutions to facilitate a mortgage financing system aimed at enabling potential buyers to acquire homes with ease.
Reportage Properties is strengthening its footprint in Uganda real estate sector by offering quality and affordable residential developments tailored to meet the housing needs of the country's middle-income earners.
Uganda market is getting saturated. You're seeing a lot of developments with anticipation. Yeah? What's happening to the economy? If oil comes through, when we're doing the refinery, as Muse wants the refinery into Uganda, which makes a lot of sense. When you do secondary investment, doing second-hand developments and industries, it gives a lot of growth into the country. You see, we need the middle class growing up. That's where the hub of the economy lies.
The company has operated in Uganda for the past 3 years, with at least 2 fully furnished residential apartment projects already on the market.
For us, it's all about quality. When we're in 21 countries, we give quality. Right? Quality is the key, prime locations at decent pricing. Yeah? Where would you pick up a place for less than 50,000 in Naguru or for a studio? 1-bedrooms are reasonable as well. Do you get my point?
To make home ownership more accessible, the company has partnered with financial institutions to provide mortgage financing, with the banks guaranteeing and facilitating the home purchase process for eligible buyers.
What happens is DFCU finances the customer and the customer buys the property. Then we use the property that we're buying as a security for DFCU that we keep in our custody. But that's what happens is Reportage ceases to have ownership on the property, and the property is transferred into the names of the customer, and the customer becomes the rightful owner of that property that we purchased.
The customer is interested in the property but does not have the cash. The bank comes in, gives the loan to the customer and transfers the funds or the cash to the developer. So everyone is happy. The customer is happy because he has owned a home. Reportage is happy because he has made a sale in terms of selling the apartment.
Among its flagship developments is the Highvale Heights residential project located in Naguru. The company says it intends to leverage its global experience and success to further transform Uganda's real estate sector.
Africa has a tremendous opportunity to grow its international meetings, incentives, conferences and events, or MICE business. However, industry players say the continent still has a huge task ahead, creating an enabling environment that can attract more international visitors and investment. Ashish Sharma, the Chief Executive Officer, Serena Hotels Africa, spoke to BRU.
Africa's hotel and hospitality industry continues to face challenges ranging from visa restrictions and ease of entry and departure to inadequate airport infrastructure. Industry players are also calling for improved regional connectivity, easier travel within Africa, and greater implementation of the Open Skies policy to facilitate movement and boost tourism and business travel.
We need to create in each country enabling environment, starting from when you enter the country through visa structure, through road infrastructure, time of travel, to facilities to accommodate very large number of customers coming in. What happens is when there is a shortfall of customers, most brands start competing on price. Now that is very dangerous because we dilute our average room rates and ADRs, and in the end we suffer because we cannot renovate our properties because we don't have enough income to do that.
With over 20 years of operations in Uganda, Serena Hotels Kampala property is among the country's long-established high-end hotel facilities. But over the years, new international and local brands have entered the market, intensifying competition.
We welcome them because competition is healthy. It keeps you on your toes, it makes you innovative, it makes you find ways to become lean and competitive to face the competition. But what I discourage mostly is playing the price war game, what we call yield management. We must make sure that we maintain our rates so that we can make some decent profit and look after our people and our properties as well.
Sharma says Uganda's growing economy, rising tourist numbers, and increasing ability to host international events are creating fresh opportunities for investment in the hospitality sector.
Yeah, we traveled like 13 hours in a car from Entebbe to here.
In Uganda, we are looking at a couple of opportunities right now at Queen Elizabeth Park and Bwindi. So we hope to expand our tourism in Uganda. And in the region, we've been invited places like South Sudan, Somalia and other places, but security becomes an issue.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, the country has at least 103,000 accommodation beds distributed across approximately 6,300 accommodation facilities nationwide. Dennis Igoa for UBC.
Uganda is edging closer to commercial oil production, but the country's ability to fully benefit from its petroleum resources will depend not only on production, but also on how the citizens perceive and support the extractive industry, says the Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Dr. Monica Musenero. Let's have a look.
Every year, we have people demonstrating, saying we don't want oil, and yet Uganda must benefit in the long term from our oil. So Uganda must deliberately plan, engage, execute transformation of the economy using this oil base, if we are going to sustain the benefits from this endowment. Every society, now I want to talk about what I've been referring to, and I'm a very great advocate of socio-economic transformation rather than just growth. Growth is an increase in the quantity of the same, while transformation changes the form. It changes the form. So this development journey that we want to undertake with our oil must be cognizant that every nation and every country and every people, every community has three assets. The first asset are the natural resources, which is a possibility held within nature, like now we are talking about oil, and the value of oil is now dependent on oil markets, on the value they are willing to pay us per barrel, and we will calculate what we benefit from the oil, and we'll put figures like Uganda, when you at its peak, will be earning so much, and we keep praying that the world prices will go up. The second asset that we have is the human capital, the people, the intelligence, and the agents through which the endowment is converted. And the difference between two countries within similar endowments is rarely the resource. Because we have seen nations without a resource, but with knowledge and the capacity to transform other people's resources into value, they have soared above us who have the resources. So it is usually the depth of the people, the depth of thinking of the people, and how they view this endowment is the one that is going to make the difference.
On our climate watch, government has warned that the anticipated El Nino rainfall is likely to cause havoc in some parts of the country. In a statement to Parliament, the Minister of Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Sam Engola, revealed that from September to December, areas including flood-prone lowlands, urban centers with inadequate drainage systems, river catchments, wetlands and mountainous regions susceptible to landslides are warned about the forthcoming El Nino rains. Let's have a look.
The country has for the last few months experienced a long dry spell resulting from delayed rainfall that has affected food security in most parts of the country. This is a known condition that stems from a warm phase of the broader El Nino southern oscillation cycle, which alternates irregularly every 2 to 7 years and disrupts global weather, marine ecosystems and agriculture.
On Monday, we're still presenting a paper in cabinet to ask for more money and more food, because there are other places like Acholi area, West Nile area, Barara area.
The Minister for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Sam Engola, informed Parliament of rainfall episodes in several parts of the country from the months of September to December 2026.
Areas that are particularly vulnerable include floods, prone lowland urban centers with inadequate drainage system, river catchment, wetlands and mountainous region expectable of landslide.
However, some areas in the Karamoja region stand warned of longer food insecurity.
In Kabong, Otido, Karenga and Moroto, where between 25 and 35% of homes are still expected to face crisis-level outcome.
Members of Parliament asked for advanced planning by the government to arrest all kinds of projected havoc.
For example, in the Kasese district, we have a problem with rivers. These rivers that always go on rampage are well known. You have talked of El Nino coming in the near future. What is it that we are doing currently to ensure that these rivers again don't damage?
Lastly, Right Honourable Speaker, the drought affected the PDM programs because many of the enterprises are under agriculture.
In regard to El Nino, OPM is working with the Ministry of Water, continue to monitor the trend of the El Nino event and will keep the country informed.
Daniel Mugoya,
Please.
UBC News.
Not allowed to be guided by the Minister for National.
And ECD, I hear you. I never, as a head of mission in New York, I didn't have ECD. But it didn't prevent me from attracting investment. Okay? We're a small team concentrating on multilateralism, but I can mention that we attracted Boeing here, one of the largest companies. We attracted Starlink, Elon Musk company, which is going to launch low-cost internet here in few days. So I think I will need to learn. Exactly. Absolutely, but I think it has to be, my only humble, and I'm a student on ECD, is that it has to be results. It has to produce results. You cannot organize meetings and investment promotion that don't bring investors. It simply has to be results based. Once we can perfect that, it's a really, I think, a good program, an excellent program, but it has to be results oriented.
Last night, the spotlight was on Uganda's leading enterprises as the Business Excellence Awards 2026 recognized more than 50 businesses and individuals for outstanding performance, innovation, and leadership. Among the biggest winners was Eurogold Refinery, whose Chief Executive Officer Bernard Feni walked away with 2 prestigious accolades, including the much coveted Entrepreneur of the Year award. Check this out in our Sounds of Business.
Ladies and gentlemen, voted by consumers goes to the founder and chief executive officer of Eurogold Refinery in Uganda, Mr. Bernard Feni. Mr. Bernard Feni, Eurogold Refinery. Eurogold Refinery wins another one for Platinum Winner 2026 category, Best Natural Resources and Extractives in Uganda. That is Eurogold Refinery. So.
It's Mongo Penny.
We believe in value addition, we believe in job creation, we believe in transparency. And it's because of this that we're able to receive this award as Eurogold Refinery Excellence Award 2026. And surprisingly, I am so grateful as Penny Bernard, as the CEO of Eurogold Refinery Uganda, to receive the Best Entrepreneur of the Year. This is an amazing thing. Thank you, all the organizers, for recognizing the effort that we are putting as youth. This award is not to me as the CEO of Eurogold Refinery, as the best entrepreneur, but this award is to all the youths of Uganda that believe in themselves.
Some words of caution here as we wrap up this edition of Business Roundup. As schools close for the second-term holidays, many families will be hitting the road to bring their children home. Let us plan our journeys well, set off early, and above all, respect the traffic rules. Remember, the goal is not just to arrive, but to arrive safely. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.
UBC